Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today, mostly because we're looking at a tweak that seems super small, but it's genuinely going to transform your daily digital habits. Today, our focus is entirely on idiombridge.com, and more specifically, exactly how you get to it. We're going to take all those fantastic resources from IdiomBridge and literally put them right at your fingertips. We're talking direct home screen shortcuts and perfectly organized study folders right on your phone. So whether you're rocking the absolute latest Android or navigating the Apple iOS ecosystem, we're going to break down the exact steps to completely optimize your setup. Let's get into it.
Look, we all know the ultimate pain point of mobile browsing, right? You want to study, you want to jump into IdiomBridge, but first, well, you got to find your browser, then you open it, tap the address bar, type in the URL, or go digging through a mess of bookmarks, and then you just sit there and wait for it to load. It's friction. It just completely slows you down. But what if you could have that instant app-level convenience without ever having to actually visit an app store? What if you could just tap an icon on your home screen and, boom, instantly transported to your learning materials? Well, that is exactly the magic key we're unlocking today. We're bypassing all that browser friction entirely.
Okay, let's dive right into this with Section 1, the Android path, a two-step strike. Android has genuinely streamlined this process beautifully, especially when you're using Google Chrome as your main portal to the web. It's incredibly fast, super efficient, and honestly takes basically zero technical know-how to pull off. So here is exactly how this two-step strike works on your Android device. Step 1, just open up Google Chrome and make your way over to idiombridge.com. Once the site is fully loaded, cast your eyes up to the top right corner of your screen. You're looking for that classic three-dot menu icon. Go ahead and tap that. Now for Step 2. Scan down that menu until you see the option that says Add to Home Screen. Now, depending on the exact configuration of the site at the moment, it might actually say Install App or maybe Create Shortcut. Doesn't matter. Just tap whichever one of those pops up. A little prompt will appear allowing you to edit the title. I highly recommend keeping it short and sweet, maybe just IdiomBridge. Finally, tap Add or Add Automatically, and you're done. That shortcut is instantly dropped right onto your home screen, ready for action.
Now let's shift gears and look at Section 2, the Apple Standard, iOS and Safari. You see, for a really long time, Apple had this very strict, unwavering standard for how web shortcuts worked on the iPhone and iPad, and it was entirely tied to their own native browser.
If you want to use that traditional built-in Apple method, here are your steps. Step 1. You've got to open up Safari. This is crucial. Historically, you literally had to use Safari for this to work. Navigate over to idiombridge.com. Once you're there, look down at the very bottom of your screen for the Share button. It's that iconic little square with an arrow pointing straight up out of it. Give that a firm tap. That's going to open up a whole menu of options. For Step 2, you're going to want to scroll down through that menu until you spot the action labeled Add to Home Screen. Tap that. Just like we saw on Android, you're going to get a chance to edit the name here. Clean it up so it looks nice on your screen, and then tap Add, way up in the top right corner. It's a very deliberate process, but it confidently locks that shortcut right into place on your iOS home screen.
Which brings us to Section 3, the iOS browser rebellion, beyond Safari. This is where the plot actually thickens quite a bit for iPhone users. For years, if you preferred using Chrome or Firefox on your iPhone, well, you were completely out of luck when it came to making these direct home screen icons. But thanks to the game-changing iOS 16.4 update, Apple finally allowed a bit of a browser rebellion. Third-party browsers were finally invited to the shortcut party.
But here's the catch. While the fundamental action, hitting that Add to Home Screen button, remains exactly the same, third-party developers kind of hide the crucial Share button in completely different places. It's like a mini scavenger hunt. If you're a Google Chrome user on iOS, you actually need to look at the top right of the address bar to find that square with an arrow Share icon. If you use Mozilla Firefox, you have to tap the three-dot menu first, which honestly could be at the bottom right or the top right, depending on your personal layout, and then you'll find the Share icon tucked inside that menu. And what if you're a Microsoft Edge loyalist? Well, you need to tap the three horizontal lines down in the bottom bar to open the menu, then tap Share, and then finally choose Add to Home Screen. It takes an extra second to find, but the reward is that exact same direct access that the Safari users get. So, you've successfully added IdiomBridge to your home screen, whether you're Team Android or Team iOS. But listen, we are absolutely not stopping there, because we don't just want a cluttered screen filled with a bunch of random icons, right? We want a perfectly organized, highly efficient study folder. So it's time to bring both worlds back together for Section 4, the organization game uniting both worlds. The crucial point here is really just understanding the mechanics of your own home screen. Now, on Android, you just hold and drag an icon. It's very, very straightforward. But on iOS, Apple has given this highly technical, incredibly serious name to their layout editing state. We are, of course, talking about jiggle mode. Yes, I kid you not. Jiggle mode is the actual official state where your app icons start wiggling back and forth in this gentle panic. You activate it just by touching and holding an empty area of your screen or by touching and holding any icon. This wiggling state is just your visual cue that the layout is completely unlocked and you're free to start creating folders.
So let's walk through these final steps to get your study space perfectly organized, and remember, this applies fundamentally to both operating systems. Step 1. Touch and hold your brand new IdiomBridge shortcut icon. If you're on an iPhone, just wait for the icons to enter that famous jiggle mode. Step 2. Keep your finger held down and drag that IdiomBridge icon directly on top of another app that you want to group it with. Maybe you've got a dictionary app or another language tool. When you hold it there for a second and then let go, your phone is automatically going to absorb them both and form a brand new folder. Step 3. Just tap on the text box right above that new folder to rename it. Give it something inspiring and clear, like language apps or study links. Once you have it perfectly named, tap Done in the top right corner on iOS, or just tap anywhere outside the folder on Android. That exits the editing mode and locks everything securely into place.
And you know, this brilliantly illustrates the power you actually have to curate your own digital environment. Just by following these few steps, you've turned a standard website into a completely seamless part of your daily mobile routine. The friction is completely gone. Your learning tools are organized, they're waiting for you in a dedicated folder, and they are one tap away. But please, don't let the optimization stop here. Take a second and ask yourself, what other essential sites are missing from your home screen? Now that you know the exact mechanics for Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and Edge, take a look at your daily browsing habits today. Empower yourself to turn those frequently visited sites into instant shortcuts and literally build a mobile workspace that actually works for you. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy organizing!